everyone, and welcome back to another Werb's Kids Sunday service, a service just for us. I'm Amy, as I hope you know by now, and I'm the children's pastor here at St Werberg's Church. Now I hope you are having a good week, and however you're feeling this morning, I am so glad that you have joined us. I thought that we would start by playing a little game, and this game is called This or That. This or that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you two choices and you are going to pick which one you would prefer. So there's no winners, you don't win, but you pick which one is your favourite, which one you love more, or which one of the ideas you would like a little bit more than the other one. So, would you pick this or would you pick that? Are you ready? Okay, the first one is, would you rather have a pet dragon or a pet dinosaur? A pet dragon or a pet dinosaur? They're both pretty cool, so which one would you pick? And now I think they'd both be a bit of a pickle to look after, but they would be super fun, wouldn't they, if you got to have one? But did you pick the dragon or the dinosaur? For me, I think I'd pick the dinosaur. I think that's really cool to be able to have a pet dinosaur that you could ride around on, maybe. That'd be super cool. Okay, I've got another one. Would you rather jump into a swimming pool filled with chocolate milk or a swimming pool filled with strawberry ice cream? Chocolate milk or strawberry ice cream? Which one would you rather do? Would you rather jump into a chocolatey, milky swimming pool or one that's filled with strawberry ice cream? Now, I think for me, because I catch a cold quite a lot, I'd probably choose the chocolate milkshake. But also, I love chocolate, don't I? You know I love chocolate, so I would definitely pick that one. But do let us know in the comments which of these you would pick, because there's no wrong answers, it's just what you would like more. Because some people love strawberries, don't they? So I bet that would be quite fun. Okay, I've got another one. Would you rather, if you could be an animal, would you rather be a bird or a horse? Would you rather be a bird or would you rather be a horse? That's quite interesting, isn't it? Could you imagine if you were a bird? And could you imagine if you were a horse? Which one would you rather be? Now, horses run quite fast and they live in beautiful fields. But I think I'd rather be a bird. I think it'd be super cool to be able to fly around. What do you think? Do let us know in the comments whether you would rather be a bird and fly around or a horse that gets to race around and gallop through beautiful fields. Let us know. I have one more. Are you ready? Would you rather have ears like elephants, so big elephant ears, or would you rather have a trunk like an elephant instead of a nose? So would you rather have big elephant ears or a big elephant nose? Which one would you rather have? Could you imagine having big elephant ears or having a trunk like an elephant? What do you think you would rather have? I think both would be kind of funny. Both might be quite fun to have as well. I think you'd be able to hear really well with those big ears, and it'd be fun if you had a nose to be able to hoover stuff up with it, wouldn't it? But which one would you pick? Hopefully you had fun with that game, and on our website I've actually given you a few more that you could pick from of which ones would you rather, this or that. Now, the reason that we played this game this morning is because we are thinking about Jesus, and would we pick Jesus over everything else? Would you rather pick Jesus above everything else in our world? Because we need God to be stronger in us than in the things that we face. Because we do face some hard things sometimes, don't we? And actually picking Jesus can be really hard. And that is what we are talking about. We need to decide if our faith is bigger than the stuff that we face. And we've talked about before how we can grow our faith and shape our faith in God. And one way that we can grow our faith is by telling God how good He is and reminding ourselves who God is. And we can do this through worship, can't we? By singing and worshipping God. So we're going to do that right now. So why don't you jump up and come on, let's remind ourselves how good our God is, how our God is stronger than everything else that we face.
Water you turned into wine. Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. There's none like you. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. There's none like you. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. Into the darkness, into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. No, there's no one. There's none like you. 'Cause our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God, sing out. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Then what can stand against? Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, and if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? What can stand against? Your cross, it draws me to your heart. It makes my spirit sing, it makes my spirit sing. Your grace, so I hear it call my name. I'm waking up to sing, I'm waking up to sing. Oh, 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 oh.
to your heart. It makes my spirit sing. It makes my spirit sing. Your grace, so I hear it call my name. I'm waking up to sing. I'm waking up to sing. We will sing and shout. Sing and shout. Open up our hearts and pour your praises out. We will sing and shout. Sing and shout. Open up our hearts and pour your praises out. Oh, 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 Because your love came down, it makes me wanna sing. It makes me wanna sing. Because you call my name. I'm waking up to sing. I'm waking up to sing. We will sing and shout. Sing and shout. Open up our hearts and pour your praises out. We will sing and shout, sing and shout. Open up our hearts and pour your praises out. What could be better than a grace that washes all our shame away? What could be better than your great love? What could be better than a grace that leads us home and makes a way? What could be better than your great love? What could be better than a grace that washes all our shame away? What could be better than your great love? What could be better than a grace that leads us home and makes a way? What could be better than your great love? We will sing and shout, sing and shout. Open up our hearts and pour your praises out. We will sing and shout, sing and shout. Open up our hearts and pour your praises out. We will sing and shout, sing and shout. Open up our hearts and pour your praises out. We will sing and shout, sing and shout. Open up our hearts and pour your praises out. Oh,
Luke chapter 14 verses 25 to 33. Large crowds were travelling with Jesus. He turned to them and said, "If anyone comes to me but loves his father, mother, wife, children, brothers or sisters more than he loves me, then he cannot be my follower. A person must love me more than he loves himself. If anyone is not willing to die on a cross when he follows me, then he cannot be my follower. If you wanted to build a tower, you would first sit down and decide how much it would cost. You must see if you have enough money to finish the job. If you don't do that, you might begin the work, but you might not be able to finish it. And if you could not finish it, then all who would see it would laugh at you. They would say, 'This man began to build, but he wasn't able to finish it.' If a king is going to fight another king, he will sit down and plan. If the king has only 10,000 men, he will plan to see if he is able to defeat the other king who has 20,000 men. If he cannot defeat the other king, then he will send some men to speak to the other king and ask for peace. In the same way,
You must give up everything you have to follow me. If you don't, you cannot be my follower.
So, what did you think about that passage? You probably haven't heard of it before. It's a bit of a strange one. But it actually tells us something really important. Now, in this passage, Jesus talks about a lot of different things, but we're going to focus on the man who builds the tower and the fact that Jesus tells us that we need to love him more than our families. Both which seem a bit odd, but I'll explain what they mean. Let's think first about that man who builds a tower. Now, in the passage, Jesus says that he sits down and he makes a plan. He makes sure that he's got everything he needs, that he knows what he's going to do before he starts. It's like if you were to go on a journey, you don't just go. You need to make sure you've got everything you need to make sure that you can complete the journey. And that's what this man does. He makes sure that he's going to have enough bricks and everything else that he needs to complete his amazing tower. Have you ever started making something and then realised you don't have everything you need to finish it? Or have you made a jigsaw maybe and then realised there's pieces missing? It's so frustrating, isn't it, when that happens, when you can't finish what you started. And Jesus is comparing this to our lives, that he wants us to know everything before we follow him, because sometimes following him is hard and he doesn't want us to give up on him. He wants us to keep on going. And that brings us to the next part where Jesus tells us that we need to love him more than our families. What do you think about that? Now, let me just tell you that Jesus does not want you to hate your family. Nope, nope, nope. In fact, in the Bible, it tells us to love our mothers and fathers, to honour them and to obey them and to do what they say. That's in the 10 Commandments, the most important rules that God gives his people. So God definitely wants us to love our families. But what Jesus is saying is that he needs to go above family. He needs to be number one in our lives, above everything else. He's talking about sometimes the sacrifices and the things that we have to give up in order for us to follow him better. I've got something to help us think more about this. So come with me. As you can see here, I've got a bunch of things that we all have or we all think are important in our lives. I've got friends, TV, pets, football, God, food and family. And the big question is, what order would you put these things in? Which things are more important to you than others if you were to put them as the top being the best and the bottom being the lowest? Well, for me, I'm afraid to say, sorry guys, but football goes at the bottom. It's not that important to me. Family is quite important to me, so I put that relatively near the top. Pets, well, I love my Riley, but she's not quite as important as my family. My friends, again, I love my friends, but they're maybe just not quite as important as my family. TV, probably goes underneath all of those, and the same with food. I love food, and food is very good for you, keeps you healthy as well, so that can be relatively high. But the big question is, where do you put God? Because this is what Jesus is talking about in our passage today. What Jesus is saying is that it doesn't matter what order you put this in. These things might be important to you, they might not be. But God should always be right at the top. He should be above everything. Loving him the most is what's important. And that's what Jesus is trying to say. It's not that these things aren't important, it's just that God is the most important. He's right at the top. Family, you can still love family and friends, and they can be high on your list, but they are not at the top, because God is the one who belongs at the top. Let's go back and chat some more about it now. So, we've just been thinking about how we put God first. But it's quite tricky thinking about the how, isn't it? We know that we should, but it's not always very easy to do. On our session this week on the website, just visit stwderby.org/kids. You'll find the session there called Stronger, and it will help you think about how you can pick Jesus and be stronger in your faith over the other things that you face, the other things that are asking for your attention. And in that session, I help you think about what you want versus what God wants. And really get thinking about what sacrifices and what things you might need to give up to be a better follower of Jesus, and what things you might need to actually take on, what things you might need to change in your life to be a better follower of Jesus. Now, some of those things we actually talked about last week. So do you remember the fruits of the Spirit? Do you think you could name them all? Let's just quickly look at that video again that we saw last week and remind ourselves of what the fruits of the Spirit are.
Galatians 5, verse 22 to 23 says, "The Spirit gives love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control."
So, how did you get on? Did you manage to remember any of them? Well, shall I see if I can? There's love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. There's 9 in total. And we need to grow these in our lives, don't we? And that's how we can be better followers of Jesus, by trying to grow these in our lives. Now, you can try and grow these by doing more of that thing. So, for example, if you want to be more kind, you need to take more opportunities to be kind. So if you see somebody that's sad, make the decision, I'm going to go say hi to them and see if they're okay. If you want to be more patient, then you need to be better at waiting without getting frustrated. So why not just try at the dinner table, even if you finish first, waiting for everyone else before you ask to get down or asking for pudding. And if you're not very good at self-control, if you get tempted by things quite a lot, maybe try not asking for extra sweets or biscuits when you get home from school. See if you can wait till dinner time. It's really good to try and grow some of these things in our lives to help us be better followers of Jesus. But a little reminder that in our passage today, God is just saying that he needs to be put first, that he deserves to be number one. And it doesn't mean that we don't care about everything else, because everything else does still matter. Our family still matters a lot, and so do our friends and those around us. But God matters the most. He is the most important thing in our lives, because if we put him first, then good things will come to us. Doesn't necessarily mean that things will be easy, but having God in our lives is the best thing that we can do. We're going to spend a little time in prayer now.
Dear God, thank you for our church and all the people that help us to learn about you. Thank you that clubs and activities like football and dance classes are allowed now. Please help the people in India who are suffering from coronavirus. Please be with their doctors. Please keep us safe at school and nursery. Help us to have fun learning new things every day. Please be with anyone who is unwell, either at home or in hospital. Help them to know that you love them. We are thankful for all that you give us like food, drink and our homes. We are sorry for the wrong things we do and say. Please forgive us and help us to do the right things. Thank you that you listened to our prayers and for always being with us.
Amen. It has been so good to see you again today, and I really hope you have enjoyed today's service. Now, as always, I would love for you guys to get involved, so if you would like to, then please contact me, because I love when you guys share your prayers or when you guys are involved in the games too. So do let me know if you would like to be involved. Now, I really hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye!